Hey guys, today we are going to replace the differential fluid in the X. It's a really quick and easy job. It's just another kind of drain fill job, much like the transmission or the engine oil. In fact, it's actually going to end up being easier than the engine oil because there's really nothing in the way. There's no shields to take out of the way. There's no access ports to open. It's just sitting in the back of the truck. So the only real thing you need to know about this job is what type of fluid you need, and that is based on what type of differential you have. Now there's two types of differentials that came in this model year, specifically the 2005, and that is the C200 and the M226. Now if you have the C200, you need to have 75W90 fluid, and if you have the M226 like I have, you need the 75W140 fluid. So the easiest way to figure this out, and it's what I did, I just called my local Nissan dealer, gave him my VIN number and said, hey, what fluid do I need? It really leaves out any guesswork. I also looked at the tag inside the door, couldn't find it there, so I just wanted to be sure. I called the dealership and they gave me the information I needed. So the Nissan is already up, as you can see. I did not get a lot shorter. The Nissan got taller. And so we're just gonna drain the fluid, fill it back up, and that's really it. So let's get started. Okay, so here's our differential. Make sure you have your drain pan ready and a rag, preferably, to wipe your hands. The drain plug and the fill plug, all right, so the drain plug's at the very, very bottom, and the fill plug is on the back side of it. Now, to kind of make draining easier, you can just take this one out first. You won't get that glugging on the bottom. It'll drain faster, of course. And then also, for actually taking them out, it's just a regular 3/8 head. So on any ratchet. They really should have done this for the transmission. I actually really like this. But yeah, you can just put the head in and turn it. You don't need to worry about putting any socket on. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out this fill first, the fill hole, and then we're going to take out the drain plug to let it all drain. So let's go. Okay, well, I sincerely hope that your plug is not in there as bad as mine was, but it was really in there. So, got that out. Just set that aside. Look at the fluid here for a minute. Yeah, not looking good. But now that that's out, we're going to take out this lower one, which hopefully will be a little bit easier, and then we're going to drain it out. All right, there we go. So just let that drain and put the new one in. All right, so I let it finish draining and I went ahead and put my drain plug back in just a few turns, just basically to get the last little drips to stop flowing. And now that I'm at this point, what you need to do is you need to grab a gasket maker. All right, now I bought Permatex Ultra Gray, and that's because that is the exact gasket maker that the factory service manual recommends that you use for this application. Obviously, they have their own gasket maker, Nissan branded, that you can go buy, but that's just crazy. So I'm going to use this. Now what you need to do is apply some to the threads of the actual plug before turning it all the way in. So you're creating effectively kind of like a gasket, but it's inside the threads. So just take a little bit here. I'm just going to do it with my finger. I'm not really worried about it too much. Take some with your finger and then just wipe it on the threads before they go in. Pretty straightforward stuff. So that, and we're actually going to do this same thing here that we're doing on this one to the fill plug as well once we fill it up. So apply that RTV. Wonderful. Kind of wipe up the inevitable mess you're going to make. Perfect. And then crank it back in. Now I'm going to put it back in to just effectively sort of like finger tight, because we need to get it to 20 foot-pounds of torque, and the other one is 25. So we're going to just put that in enough so there is no leaking and that your RTV threads are in, and then just kind of wipe up a little bit more. Easy. And then I'm going to go grab my torque wrench, and we're going to do 20 foot-pounds. If you don't have a torque wrench, honestly, just get it to where it feels good to you. Actually, what I just did was probably more than 20, but grab your torque wrench, use 20. If not, just make it feel good. Make it feel like it's not going to fall out. And then, of course, your RTV is also going to help not back out the plug. So I'm going to go grab a torque wrench and the new fluid, and we're going to fill the sucker back up. All right, we are blessed with quite a bit of space underneath here. So all I did, that mine just came with a little spout. I cut the spout out, made sure the seal was out, and now I can just plug it in here and squeeze it in. So continue doing that for the rest of the fluid, and then once that's done, we're gonna put the plug back in. Okay, so I went ahead and dropped the Nissan. So when you're filling the fluids, it's okay to put in the first, main portion of the fluid while the truck is up. But while you're filling, and even when you're draining, really, you want to make sure that you drop the Nissan back down to its normal level, because when you put in that last little bit of fluid, when it starts, kind of pouring over this edge here, that's how you know it's full. And if it's up on lift, it's not going to be a correct reading, because the fluid's going to be more like this as opposed to normal. So I dropped it back down. I put the rest of the fluid in. You can kind of check by just sticking your finger in, and you'll obviously see fluid and feel fluid on your finger, and you know that you're at the right level. So now that we are at the right level, we want to go ahead and put the filler plug back in, which is going to consist of the filler plug and some RTV. Okay, so I have my plug, and I'm going to just put it in a little bit, just like I did last time. There we go. Just a little bit, wipe up. Perfect. And then I'm going to take my finger and put some RTV on it. And I realize I need a glove now, so hold on. Okay, so here's my gloved hand. You really don't want to be playing around with RTV on your fingers. Rub it on the threads here. I'm going to do it all the way around. You probably don't really need to do it all the way around, considering you're going to be spinning it in, but that's okay. We'll go above and beyond here. Okay, almost. It's okay if you get some on the case, especially on a case that looks like mine, because honestly, when it looks this bad, who cares? All right, perfect. So I have it in, and now we're going to tighten this one, and this one tightens to 25 foot-pounds. But again, I'm just going to go ahead and put enough torque on it where I feel comfortable. So, great. Clean up your mess as much as you can, or are willing to do. That's it. We are done. Well, as I suspected, that was easier than changing the oil in this truck. So real quick and easy job. Just really the only thing to say about it is make sure you get the right fluid for your differential. You do not want to be mixing fluids or changing fluids. And then also one more thing about the fluid is that you want to make sure it's synthetic. So I'm not sure if they make a 75 W140 in conventional, but just double check, make sure it's full synthetic, and you will be good to go. So on that note, thanks so much for watching, and as always, comments, questions, and suggestions in the comments below. Thanks, bye.